Hello, hello, and welcome back. How's it going, everybody? Oh, it's a lovely Wednesday night. Hey, Freddy. Not working on a tracker mod. Working on something with this stuff. I'm gonna get into it a little bit more in a moment. But let me know how the audio is, if I'm sounding good, if the music is good. Let me know all that detail. So, what I want to make is I want to make a mod to piggyback trucks. If you don't know what I talk about piggybacking trucks, also sometimes known as, I guess, a truck decking, I think. Here, this is what I'm talking about. Where, whenever they have new trucks from the factory, they can stack them so that the trucks mount to the fifth wheel of the truck in front, and you get a whole bunch of them and you can send them around. I don't know how easy or hard it's going to be. It feels like it should be easy. So we're gonna just try to jump in and figure this out. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to modding. I am very, very not good at modding. But the only way to get better is by continuing to do it and learning from your mistakes, right? So let's go ahead and just jump in and try to make a new mod, shall we? We're gonna do truck piggybacking. Sure, that's a good name for it. And of course we are going to be messing around with vehicles, so we need a vehicles folder in here. And then I think I want to do this for both the T series and the MD series, because I think it makes sense for both to be able to do this. And I have the trailer here because I think I could steal this part for what I want to do. So that's the goal. So let's there we go. Let me close out some other things here that I don't need. Alright, so this one, we are going to come in here and go into content, vehicles, and frameless dump. Alrighty. So this is where we're gonna start, I think. I am definitely just making this up as we go along, so I can do a common folder in here so that I can make one part that will work for both things. Actually, I might even be able to just do it in the common if I'm using the slots 2. I don't necessarily know how slots 2 work, but maybe today is a good day to figure it out. Alright, well, first thing first, the part that I am the worst at by far is 3D modeling, so let's just try to get that part out of the way. Get Blender open and move it onto the screen so you guys can see it. And delete everything. And let's see, I want to so the frameless dump, we want frameless dump DAE, and for now I will save that in here. Oh, Freddy, what are you modeling? Alright, so let's import this. mods, unpacked, truck piggybacking, vehicles common, frameless dump. Alrighty. So that's basically all we want, is that little part right there. Go into edit mode, and we'll start by, we want a wireframe, so I can select through all of that and delete vertices. Oh, nice. You're making a tracker. I like it. So this is not going to be visually, it's not going to be perfect. What are those orange dots? That worries me, because I don't know what those are or what they're supposed to be. Alright. Well, regardless, we can take a look at this. Alrighty. So, actually, let's stay in edit mode. And let's just take a look and see. The material is just called frameless dump, so we will need the frameless dump material in here as well. So let's go ahead and try to get that now. Materials are, I do not have a great feeling about materials currently. And that is because they've made a bunch of changes with the latest, the 0.36 update, and those changes also made, well, it screwed up a lot of materials for a lot of maps that people borrowed stuff from the vanilla maps. And I spent way too many hours dealing with that last night. So I have a little bit of material PTSD from that. So we're just going to drop all of those in there. Alrighty. So this we can export. And this will be exported to common frameless dump.dae. Actually, we're going to call this decking saddle. I don't know if that's the correct technical term, but I read it on the internet, and you can't lie the internet. Always go to 3D Painter like Adobe Substance Painter. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll have to look into that. I'm not too familiar with that. And by not too familiar, meaning I'm not familiar whatsoever. Alright. So we have a DAE. We have materials. Don't save. What could go wrong with not saving? It's fine, I'm sure. Frameless dump.jbeam. So we are going to drop this in here. And let's open this up. Actually, let's go in here and open up this whole project. Okay. So we are just going to go here and select that folder. It is a decking saddle. Good. Then I am not lying. Okay, so none of this. Oops. Okay, does this have the connection node? Coupler strength right there. Perfect. So this is the section that we want to start with. And I can go there and I can delete everything else. Okay. Decking saddle. Author is going to be me. Alright, so slot type is something I'm going to have to figure out. Slots, we are not going to have any slots at the time being. Camera, we don't need camera because this is going to be a part. And camera external, ref nodes we can get rid of. Electrics we can get rid of. Flex body. What did I call that? Oh, I didn't call it anything. I gotta open that back up. Okay, import colada. Decking saddle. Frameless dump plate will become decking underscore saddle. And then everything else can get deleted out of that. Yep, that works. Alright, so flex body would be decking saddle. Decking saddle. So let's see, where's okay, so let's take a look at Control N. KP. There's also some other ones, but we'll start with KP. I might have already deleted too much. Is there a whole separate thing for this? Because that'd be great if there is. Okay, that's... it might not actually be in that folder, or in that file. That's... arms, feet, hydros, kingpin. I bet you that's where it is. Frameless dump kingpin. Okay, so this is actually what we want to mess with. So we will go ahead and save as and drop that in. And we'll just go ahead and name this now. Alright, so let's try this again. Decking saddle. Me. Couplings, kingpin, kingpin, kingpin. Okay, we'll leave that. Flex bodies. Okay, all of this will be grouped as decking saddle. All right, so that's pretty okay so far. So now the question is, what kind of slot can we put this under that would make sense? What do we have available? Sidekick made from the Econobox video was that weird metallic coral green color. Yes, I believe. Yeah, yep. Because I wanted to get something that was going to stand out in the thumbnail. Because I had been making too many darker color cars or like silvery or black or gray cars. So I was like, I need to make something that people will actually look at and want to click on. Alright, so see, I could create another fifth wheel that then has a thing up there, but I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, I could also do it just as a frame. Or even the front axle. What's the... Maybe I just do it on this part, because then this will be attached to it. Alright. So I'll pull these up. We're going to come back to vehicles. This one we're come back to vehicles. And we're gonna go to US Semi. And here we want to make a US Semi. Alright, so we want a front axle. Differential drive shaft, final drive, frame front. Maybe under frame. Let's see. Okay, we'll look under suspension front first. Axle front. Beam axle F, is that what we're looking at? Oh, regardless, I think this can work. So let's save as. I'll call this what's my favorite car? That's a tough question. Like, I have all sorts of favorites that I have never seen in real life, never have driven, but in theory they're my favorite. I am a sucker for old cars, both like old beat up pickup truck from like the 1940s. There, let me no, I don't want something like that. Absolutely love the Chevy Corvair ramp side. I enjoy this because it's, to me, it's just ridiculous. Pickup truck with a full down side ramp, so you can just, if you have a dolly or whatever, you can just wheel stuff right in with an engine in the back underneath the bed. And there was one, it might have been in like Car and Driver magazine like a decade ago. It was like a 1930s car that was modernized for a track. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I want to say it was all-wheel drive. Like I said, I think it was made based off a 1930s Ford. Hot Rod magazine. This thing. This was one of my absolute dream vehicles, and it's a custom one-off, but it's a 1932 Ford. At least that's what part of it started its life as. That's now an all-wheel drive truck car, track car. I mean, this thing is just, it is slick looking. I would end up dying so quickly by trying to take this thing around the track. But that thing is definitely up there. Hey, Lady C, how's it going? The Gustang, I do enjoy the Gustang. If those of you that don't know, the Gustang is Lady C's Mustang named Gus Gus. I made a automation version of it. It is fun. And Blackbird, how's it going? So yeah, I wish there was a better picture of the front of this thing. But man, the chop top, lowered, exposed front wheels, sleek, but with modern drive components. Yeah, this thing would be great. So many ads on this website. So this one, I think this had a. I think this tells you what was in there. 5-cylinder Volvo 850T, 2.3 liter. So yeah, a little turbocharged inline 5. So yeah, this thing is amazing. 3.76 seconds for 0 to 100 kilometers. It's I want this. I want to own this. I never will own this, but I can dream. All right, back to the mod. Back to the mod. I can get stuck into that forever. Okay, this will be underscore decking. We'll give BeamNG credit and just add me to it. With decking saddle. And we will just say that oh, we can just do 800. All right. So nothing else needs to change in that other than we are going to add a new slot. And this is a slot 2, which I have not really worked with, so we're just going to do that. Geo tracker and a 63 bug. Whew, that is quite fast for a tracker. Trackers are fun. They are fun little, tiny little, sporty little fun things. Alright, so this will be decking underscore saddle. Allow types. Decking underscore saddle. Deny types, nothing. And default will be decking underscore saddle. And the description will be, you guessed it, decking saddle. Oh, 1957 Chevy Bel Air. There was someone where I grew up, a person down the street. So I delivered newspapers as a kid, because I'm that old. And there was someone that, not a person I delivered papers to, unfortunately, but their neighbor had a mid to late 50s Bel Air, and that thing was absolutely beautiful. They would pull it out on nice summer days, and it was amazing to look at. We will be kind and do that. There we go. And then that is saved, and that is saved in the right spot. Yep. Okay, so that's her mom from college, quite old. Good old Harvey keeps on chugging. Nice. So I control L this. You know, styling wise, 40s, 50s cars were amazing. 80s, 90s cars had a mix of really cool and really bad. I do have to say, I love the nice modern amenities of newer vehicles. So it would be tough to give that kind of stuff up. But man, is it are those older vehicles nice. Okay, so we have that and it all works. Perfect. So now we need to, let's see, front axle. Should it not have put the decking here? Let's take a look. What's it saying? Anything? Nope. Hey Mike, don't worry. Cosmo and I plan to do some more stuff together. We actually have a video that we started making some we each started making some vehicles for, but life has gotten in the way and schedules just haven't lined up recently. But it is in the works, and we have plans for another video with it'll be me, Cosmo, Con, and Ash. So assuming the schedule works out well for that, expect that in the next week or so. So there's still stuff coming. Let's refresh that. Alright, I was expecting to see it in here under front axle, but I did not. That's okay. Alright, so slap Cosmo. He's usually Cosmo's a good friend. Actually met up with him what was that, a month ago or so. Met up with him up in Canada, and it was fun hanging out with him. Great guy. Alright, so let's just try this again. RS509 Cosworth. Nice. Yeah, man, there's just... The problem is, I just want every vehicle. Near a waterfall. Indeed, there is a rather large waterfall where the United States and Canada meet. You may have heard of it. Okay, so why am I not getting... Oh, because I spelled it wrong. That's probably why. No, actually I don't know if that's why. So that is decking saddle, decking underscore saddle, and slot type. That's right. I need to put in slot type of decking underscore saddle. Cat keeps jumping on the PC. Yeah, and if bad, always bad if he's turning it off. That does not help. There we go, decking saddle. Well, I mean, it's there, it's loose, that's fine. We just need to get this to mount underneath there. So we need to get this positioned right up in here, and then we need to connect beams, connect the nodes. Hey, Mike, I appreciate that. Yeah, liking the video helps. Subscribing, if you're not already subscribed, always helps. Just hanging out helps. Because making mods can get kind of boring and get kind of stressful. So I appreciate having people to chat with. It makes modding go a little slower, of course, because you know, you're doing all this other stuff, like talking and showing off cars. But it makes it a lot more fun. Duct tape. Yes, duct tape would in fact be one option, would not be the option I would choose. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So we come back into here. Oh, what's node offset for the slot? And come back to this. And this slot will get node offset. Negative Y is forward in this. And I don't know, how far forward do we think this is in meters from here to here? We'll start with 3 meters. Oops, thing. There we go. So that'll be a -3. And we will move it down by -0.5. Nice, yeah, definitely show off your work, Freddie. Always happy to take a look. I enjoy seeing whatever other people come up with. Mike, I am self-taught in that, so I have had classes before in coding, and I can remember none of the syntax, but I do remember in general coding theory from other languages, though. I started this, whenever the Gambler 500 mod thing came up. And we just, I decided I was going to make a mod, and I watched a lot of Filmin videos. If you guys don't know Filmin86, go check them out. They are much better modder than me. But I watched their videos, and then I was like, how are they doing that? Literally paused it and looked into my own files and tried to follow along. I've made a lot of mistakes doing that. Alright, so where did that go? Where did it go? Okay, oh, it's right there, so it's got to come down. Ooh, okay. What if we make that -1? That is getting pretty darn close. Okay, so I want that forward a little bit and down a little bit, I believe. Yeah, making mistakes is part of learning. And NCS soundtrack, the audio is from Techno Axis royalty-free music. It's a whole thing of royalty-free background trap music. So just something I found. And don't teach just a Cosmo, he'll never post anything. I talked about trying to teach him some stuff before. I think if I started him on like something easy, might be able to get him in on this, but let's see. I want that to come forward just a little bit more. 3.2. Ooh, probably back a little bit, so 3.11. And let's hit J to pause this, refresh again, and see where that actually puts it. Alright, so we want that down a bit more, but not a ton, I don't think. Alright. 1.2. Save. That was way too much. One. Okay, now that it's down a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty late for you. This is what, like 3:20 in the morning for you? So, fun fact, I actually spent a semester of college or university, university over there, in England. I was at the University of Leeds. So, spent about almost 6 months over there. Definitely enjoyed it. Let's see. Go 08. Save. Four. Doncaster. Nice. Alright. I feel like, I mean, there's no actual connection and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I mean, if you're up in here looking for that, then you can make your own mod. Alright, so question is going to be, oops, not beams, I need nodes. What nodes should be connected to what? Actually, let's... Uh-huh. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just pause that. Okay, so let's just make everything else invisible here. Okay, that's much easier to look at. Random. I have done way too much modding in the last 2 days, but I had an idea and I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm going to mod again tonight. Those of you guys that don't know, Random Minds has made the Random Minds Race Manager an amazing mod, probably the most in-depth, complicated, crazy mod for BeamNG, with probably maybe the exception of BeamNP itself. go check out their Twitch, their YouTube, their Discord, all of the things. Okay. You each build an engine, but swap the engines before you build the car. We have done something similar to that. But, oh, with Useless. I did that with Cosmo. KPH1R can go to FA1R. Random. Give a link to your channel or your whatever you want to give a link to. Well, whatever your stuff that you want to give a link to. Don't just go give it a link to something bad. Okay, so KPH1R. Okay, so decking saddle, nodes, rails, slide nodes, beams. Okay. Connection to axle. "75% of life is meaningless." I disagree with that. Every moment of life is meaningful if you make it. Alright, so what was I looking to do? KPH1R to FA2R, KPH1R to FA2R. So let's just Control B, and we also want to go to FA1R, and we'll do KP1R. You're asleep. How much life, which is meaningless? Sleep is not meaningless, because you have woken up from a bad sleep, and you've woken up from a good sleep, and you have felt differently because of both. Therefore, you know that sleep is not meaningless. You may not remember it, but it certainly impacts you. KP1R, KPH1R, and KP1R. Alright. So then we'll do this with H and H. And then we will do this. to do L, 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 L. Save. It's on there, guys. Alright, so let's come back in here. Make everything visible again. Turn off beams, turn off nodes. Oh, the links got blocked. Let's see if I'm able to do it. Let's see. There you go. There's a link to Random Minds YouTube, and you should be able to find all of his other links from there. Alright, so now if I come in here, free roam actions, manage vehicle, clone vehicle. Now, I do know that I probably need to do this. Fifth wheel. And slide that back. And then lock the fifth wheel again. There we go. Which, if you didn't know that was a thing, that is a thing. Alright. Oops, I'm in the wrong truck. Hey, Lady C. I am up late. Despite being up way too late last night trying to fix maps that were broken, I decided to stay up and try to work on a mod again. But this is a brand new mod. Alright, so I wish there was a nice easy way to... Oh, I need to make this stronger. Perfect, guys. Let's try that again. I do really need to find a new way, better way. Don't get stuck on a tire like that. So guys, you think this is how they get the trucks on there in the factory? I think it's probably pretty close. Okay, so that's probably close enough that if I come in here and do... Oh, I don't know where it is anymore. Other... Manage vehicles... Oh, you know what? No, it's in vehicle action. Helper system... Wait, isn't... Vehicle features now. Maybe? Where did they put the button for let's just so this is a problem. But guys, in theory, we do want to make this a little bit taller. In theory, we have it working. So definitely want to lift it up a little bit. Actually, there we go. I slid it further back. Let's see if that makes it less less crazy. Hooray! Alright, so I want to lift it up and then do a similar thing for do a similar thing for the MD series. Randomize is saying I did have the right thing up, I just missed it. Alright, so let me if I reset, it does not reset with that on there. Interesting. I reset the back truck and it reset both of them. Okay, so this, I want to put this into neutral and then drive this around. It also reset the fifth wheel slider back up to the front, but it is attached because if you look at the back, the brake lights work. Broken Wagon thinks I like it. Definitely need a better mounting system. I don't know that that'll be something for tonight. I want to look into what it would take to spawn an entire vehicle as in a slot. There is a way to do it, but I think that way also involves basically copying. I'd have to copy the whole entire truck into, you know, into this mod. But for those of you that are just joining us, first of all, thank you for joining. Second of all, in case you're curious, this is an actual thing that is done in real life. I'm going to turn the game volume down for you too, because this is making all sorts of a racket for me, so I imagine it also is for you. But this is something that they do in real life for transporting trucks, specifically new trucks. So, yeah, random, it might be something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Truck train when? Hopefully soon. Hopefully, I want to do something like this. By the end of tonight, I want to be able to have, you know, 3 trucks stacked on top of 1 truck. Alright, so let's come back in here. Look at the nodes. Look at the kingpin node. Wait, let me double check that is the pin that I actually want. So let me... Alright, I don't know why. Oh, I think I know why it's making so much noise, but I don't know why. Like, I can't, well, yeah, I can look at this one. Control N. Oh, wrong. King P is what I want to have lower for now. So if we come in here and we go to King P and we make this 0.8, save it. Okay, let me Alright, so then this front one, we want to get rid of decking saddle. Oops, and of course I did it on the back one. This one empty, this one with decking saddle. Tab, Control Shift N. Alright, so no, those are just like, they don't have little tow hooks here. That'd be very convenient if they did. There we go. It's no longer hitting, but that is now very floppy. Okay, so move that so it's not making a whole racket in my ears. I mean, Mike, whenever this is done, you'll be able to put a plow on the front truck. Put a plow on any of the trucks, but the ones in the back might be a little rough. All right, so we're going to change that back to what it was. Save. Come here, and we're going to move this down to negative 1.5. Oops. Save that. All right, so to make my life a little easier, unlock that, slide that back. Why won't this slider locking? It might be in between spots. There we go. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to need to make that more rigid, a lot more rigid, and then also make the flex body taller. I'm curious, I don't think it sends drive to any other, to this back truck, but no. And if I get one of these tires spinning, well, can I get it to spin? Not really. Huh. There we go. That might be too low, but then we're gonna have to probably add some more beams up here and then add some more, what's it called here? Yeah, Mike, that's part of the reason why I'm trying to lift this up now, is to make make there be a little bit more clearance between the wheels. And actually, a lot of them in real life, not always, but a lot of them will actually remove the front wheels when they're doing this. This picture, they are not, but a lot of times they actually pull the front wheels off. Alright, so okay, so that is looking and feeling much better. In reality, like I said, they would probably be sliding this all the way back. I wish there was a way to just keep it all slid back. Yeah, I wish there was a way to just have it. I mean, I could make a mod to spawn it that way, but that seems like a lot of effort. Okay, it is no longer on there because I reset it, I think. There we go. But then I want you all the way in the back. There we go. Hey, that adventure guy, how's it going? For those of you that don't know, that adventure guy is another YouTuber. Does some great stuff. More in real life stuff. So, y'all go check him out and like and subscribe. All right, so definitely need to put some more beams in there. But we're making progress. We are making progress. It's going good. Decided to make a mod. You know how they always have those trucks driving on the highway that are stacked like this? Well, I decided to make a mod to be able to do that in BeamNG. So thanks for the check in the mail, that adventure guy. I'm sure I will not be able to cash it, but the thought is appreciated. But no, seriously, if you guys like seeing someone do random things all around all around everywhere, go check out that adventure guy. I think they're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so it'd be great if we can get them to that. All right, so we need a lot more side-to-side stability on this. So let's go back to the decking saddle and to the beams. And we are going to copy all of those, comma, enter. Wait, no, yeah, that is where I want to go. And Control V, comma at the end of that as well. All right. Hey, Z-Man, how's it going? Okay, so when it goes back to this one, we'll separate that, and we will do an L there, L there, L there, L there, and then an R, 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 R. Save. Control R. There we go. Should have a much more side-to-side stability. Definitely. Except it's inside of there. I don't know why that's. 916 subs. We'll get them to 1,000 soon. I'm sure of it. Okay, so let me do that. No notifications in my Discord. I don't know. Maybe people don't like me anymore. Let's see. So we want all of this to be up about 1/2 meter. So we are going to come back into Blender. We're going to turn on this. We're going to go straight on the side. And go like that. And let's see, is it GZ 0.5? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Is I'm in object mode. That's. I want to go into edit mode. And then GZ 0.5. I don't know if it's going to look any good, but it's at least an idea. 13 viewers for Twitch 13. I liked it. Although now it looks like it's 12. Someone left. Alright, so decking saddle, export. Okay, 0.5 was too high. Maybe 0.4 would have been better. So we can go GZ negative 0.1. Did that do it? Yeah, it did. Okay. And try this again. That looks better. One of my biggest pet peeves. Okay, this can go forward just a little bit more. Try to get this to clear a little bit more. One of my biggest pet peeves of modding with this stuff where I have to go between Blender and BeamNG is BeamNG right click rotates. Blender middle click rotates. And I always end up right clicking and doing that every time I go into Blender. Alright, so we are coming back here, node offset, Z forward point. Actually, we'll go up to 0.6. It does not remove the handbrake. Right now, this is literally just the connection. So it just adds this point with the connection to it. Alright, so... Oh no, I want to go backwards. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? Alright, so we want to bring this down to 3.02 and try that. That's looking much better. Right around those bolts. Ooh, can I go back just a touch more? You like wasting money? Oh, there is a button to waste money. You can become a member and waste money all you want. You get basically nothing. Well, you get a little B next to your name. You can see that Lady C has one. And you get the knowledge that you wasted money for me. And I appreciate it. No obligation for anyone to do that, but anyone that likes doing that, always appreciated. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, and Glenn did actually get a member, so that Glenn is our newest member. Thank you, Glenn. I'm going to love it. I'm gonna have to go and change my channel member end screen for my videos, so the next video you'll see your name at the end of the video, which means you have to watch all the way to the end. Hey, Blackbird, thanks for sticking around. Go get that beauty sleep. Get enough for both of us, because I certainly could use the beauty part and probably the sleep part. Alright, so let's try to do this just a little bit. Oh, wait, no, I want to go, yeah, a little bit further back. 4 a.m. UK. Mike, that's a little late, Mike. Or a little early, depending on how you look at it. So, like I said, it'll be probably for another day. I will need to come up with a better way to be able to connect these. But for now, that technically works. And turn off the parking brake. Oh, wait. Okay. Because I have the electrics running through, I have, so, and by, when I say how I have the electrics running through, this decking saddle controller right here, coupling kingpin, yeah. I stole that from a BeamNG trailer, but what that does is that means that this transfers stuff from the front vehicle to what would normally be the trailer. In this case, it is coming to the truck. It works on the lights and it works on the parking brake. So if I turn off the parking brake on the first truck, it turns it off on the second truck. Turn it on the first truck, it turns it on the second. And then we also saw earlier that the brake lights do work. So let me Control Shift N, get rid of those nodes. This is looking like a much better angle. Much better. How do you think I look 50 still away? Oh, the brakes actually are working on the back. Okay, so the brakes do transfer as well. So it does do the air brakes on normal trailers in this game. And because of how I just copied that, if you look at the rear wheels, it locks up the rear wheels as well. We are dragging that back diff though. We're dragging that whole back end. I don't know what the... what the best way about that would be. Oh, never mind. I think I was part off of the front truck that I ripped off. Yeah, so it will not send drive to the rear wheels, and we did test that earlier. But it does send brakes, lights, and parking brake to the rear vehicle, so I can just lock up all the brakes. And then if we want to, we can. Now it's not necessary all the time because we have a little bit of extra clearance, but we can go ahead and unlock that, slide it, lock it back up, get it locked into position, and now have it sitting much further back. Alright. It still feels a little wobbly, but I don't know. That might just be a limitation with how they have this set up. I mean, I can come in here and no, lock. Tilt lock. Whoops. So if I try this again, tilt lock. It's a little, maybe a little more stable because it's now not tilting forward and back, at least not as much. Alright, so we can come in here and we'll give that a shot, Mike. Nope. See if I can get this just a little bit closer. All right. Alright, Random, thanks for stopping by, and I will not stay up too late. It's only 11 o'clock here. It's not too bad. Yet. Okay, which truck am I in? Front one. Nope, not connected. Alright. Oh, too far. Oh, I almost had it. Definitely need to come up with a better solution for this. Also, how did I manage to break this? Alright. Let's try this again. Not the button I wanted to hit. Definitely not the button I wanted to hit. Definitely not it. But yeah, Mike, they decided, I guess in the US, that it was safe enough to do this, and they can fit more trucks in the same length requirement, which is why they will transport, and it's pretty much only brand new trucks get transported this way, but you will see it on the highway, and it is always wild. And I find it also funny, sometimes you'll see a truck towing another truck, and one of these will be in the back of the line of trucks backwards. So you're driving, all of a sudden you just see a truck facing right at you. So this is just confirming that we need a better connection system. Okay, that might actually be connected. Let's see. Go back to the... There we go. And because this has so many pivot points, they can actually go around sharper turns. Okay. Q neutral. Q neutral. Now do we have enough? Now we can pull this up this hill very slowly. But it can actually go around sharper turns because there's 2 pivot points. In fact, we can probably go into the grass just a little bit, but we can... we gotta do that. There we go. Oh, it does. It is not liking this load on the hill. There we go. You want to see me parallel park this. I think this is one of the vehicles where you just go like this and plow through the line of cars until you get to where you need to be. It's a lot of weight. Nothing's really stopping you with this. All right. So let's see. Handbrake turn. All right, let's get this thing moving at some speed, as much speed as we can try to get this thing moving. Oh, I should not have tried to come up here. You know what? We will not go up there. We'll come down this instead. So this is the speed that we get. And then handbrake turn. Very effective if you want to stop. B. Reverse around a corner. All right. Oh, we're stuck on the curb. Let's try that again. Go forward enough to get this all the way straight. That thing just wants to start turning instantly. There we go. Is this reversing around the corner? Did I do it? Alright. So now I'm curious. This is the middle truck. This is the back truck. If I reset the back truck, it just puts it in place. If I reset this truck, it puts it there. If I reset this truck, it spawns them all together. Interesting. Put it back in low drive to... Oh, that is not spawned in. Correct. Yep, not quite. Alright, so I'm actually going to, let's see. Alright, so we are going to come in here and duplicate that. What is the MD series just called MD underscore series? Okay, so then MD series vehicles, MD series, and MD series is basically built off of the T series in terms of how they made this. So I'm hoping that it's going to be very, very similar. What is SFA? Let's spawn an MD series. Yeah, the problem with starting from the rear and working your way forward, Mike, is that you're then dragging everything. Although you could, the other way of doing this would be to lift this up and then hang it there, and then just back this in, which is probably an easier way of connecting it. And then I have to come back in and control middle click to get rid of that. So that is probably the easiest way to go about connecting these. Let's try that again. If I lift that up and oh, it did not. So this is where I should have started with the rear and not the front, because now I have to back up two. So close. Yet so far. So that's good way. So let's take a look in general in here. So this is Freddy's work. Freddy, love it. Absolutely loving it. Which color you going for? This is a fun color, but I think I'm going with the green on this one. So, right now, we are going to delete, delete. Okay, so we are looking at the MD70 fifth wheel. And this front beam axle. Okay, it's solid SFA solid front axle. We don't need that. I mean, I guess technically we could do that as well, but it doesn't really change anything having that be the off-road one when it's going to be lifted up off the ground anyway. So we're going to come back into this, come back into this, and we're going to take MD suspension F, copy, drop it in there, delete this one, and then we can open this up. Now we can bring that to the side and bring this to the semi, and this will be underscore decking BeamNG plus me. With decking saddle. And we are going to copy all of this, put it here, and hit S. And now it's going to be a... Yeah, Mike, go get yourself some sleep. It's late. Now it's going to be a question of do these actually have the same node names? I'm thinking they should. So we're just going to assume that they do. And we are going to try putting in... Oh, that's... Okay, so then the node offset. But I made a boo-boo. I have it as the same name, which means it overwrites the original. We do not want that. We want this to be different. So then now we come back in here. Now we have the original end of the decking saddle. So now for this one, we want that back probably around 3-ish feet. So we are going to go to this node offset, and you know what? We are going to try to just do no offset for a Y and see what that does. Nope. Okay. So we want that to be -1. Wait, wasn't that like -1 point something earlier? Okay, no. So -1 is close. -1.2 maybe. We'll go 1.25. All right, and then I can come back just a touch, then maybe -1.2, and then up just a touch. That looks much, much, much better. Okay, now is it attached? That's pretty attached. Well, that was nice and simple. I love whenever it's that easy. It's never that easy. So we can spawn another one of these. Oh, I didn't quite get it. Oh, how am I screwing that up? Oh, it's trying to couple the nodes because I was on top of another node. That's why. Okay, it wasn't that easy, guys. Somehow I made this disappear. Front suspension. But I have it named differently, right? That's named differently. You know what? It may just need a quick quit and restart. Because BeamNG sometimes does that in modding. Stuff gets caught in the cache. So we can come in here and do this again, spawn new. Clone it. Nope. Okay. Oh. Because I renamed it, but I left the old one in there. That's why. Now we have front wheels again. Alright. So we are going to come into the front frame here. Add the one with the decking saddle. Why does that have no texture now? This is why modding is difficult, because I just said, oh, isn't it great how easy it is? And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, remember how you said it's easy? It's not going to be easy. I think I need a materials .json file in each of these. Earlier it worked because I had the trailer already spawned in. Oh, and I made these changes in this one. So we're going to copy that. We are going to open up MD series this one and paste the new one there instead and hit save. Come back in here, Control R. There we go. Okay. Let's get rid of this truck. It's not quite in there. I didn't quite have it lined up. So let's do it a little. It's sliding off. Come on, just slide in there. Fall down. And then back up a little bit. Is that now locking in? Yep, there we go. And then if I lock up the brakes, yep, the brakes work on this, the rear lights work on this. It's not quite sitting on there properly, but it is connected. So, we have that working. Next thing is doing these textures. So, F11. Hey! The Scythe Gamer, how's it going? 5 of those down Crash Hard Mountain would be brutal. Yes, you are not kidding. That would be tough. No, I want this one. And we want Material Editor. And this is going to be... Get it from selection. Frameless dump. And we want this to be not in frameless dump, we want this to be in common. And this will be where did I put it? Oh, I put it under common materials so that it'd be easier for me to find. Materials. Base color is this one. Alright, so then I should have done this. Control C. And we need a metallic map, which is this one. So these are ones that I just copied from the frameless dump where I borrowed the original Jbeam from. But we need to tell the game, hey, look in the common folder instead of looking in a vehicle that's not spawned. Roughness map. BR. And ambient occlusion will be AO. And then layer 2. And normal. Opacity map is O. Freddy, I hope that you're able to get that computer soon. They are definitely fun games, I can tell you that. And AO again. What was P? Aha. Palette map is P. And clear coat map is O again. Okay, why? Oh. No, why is that not? So we will save that. Why is it still not working though? You can do make your own trackers and automation and just have all the trackers in the world. Frameless dump. Why is this? So say love the new maps, no tracks. Oh, thank you. Love I love snow tracks. I love making it. In fact, there's some new stuff that's coming in for snow tracks, so stay tuned. There will be more. I have 2 more tracks that are like 90 something percent done. Alrighty. So why is this not? That is the only one, right? We don't have it duplicated or anything. I wonder if I might need to change the name of everything. Yeah, Freddy, they definitely have some nice detail. It's amazing the level of detail they have when a lot of it is just like opacity maps and normal maps and not actually 3-dimensional stuff. It's just made to look 3-dimensional. Alright, so we are going to we're gonna come back in here, go to the materials, and this would be called decking _ saddle. Helps if I spell that correctly. Copy. So I think what is happening is it's possible because it's trying to save it in somewhere else right now. I'm just going to change the name on that. Save that. We are going to open up this, go to vehicles, frameless dump, take this and drop that in here, open this up, and then change that. All right. So then we are also going to change the name of this up here. Same thing. Yeah, I mean, both things are very impressive. Being able to model it all fully and being able to just make it look like it's all there even if it's not. And both, like you said, both serve very different purposes. Okay. Export this again. Decking saddle. Export. We can go ahead and come back in here and get rid of that other one. The frameless dump Jbeam and frameless dump DAE gone. And now we come back into Beam. I can't go back into Beam. Alrighty, well, broke Beam. It's always a good sign when you're modding. figure if that doesn't happen at least once, then you're probably not modding right. But now, we'll see whenever this spawns in if it's all going to be textured properly or not. I'm about 50-50 as to whether or not it's going to work. Alright, so vehicle, MD fifth wheel, front suspension with docking saddle. Hey, it worked. And then Gabriel T series. We'll try a different one. And go into front axle with decking saddle. Hooray! And that also worked. So let's see, let's get this that's not ideal. I slid it a little too hard, and it's a little too tall. Okay, so toggle all couplers. Let's try doing this one. Vehicle action helper systems. It's not in there. Alright, so let's just try lifting this again. Hand's not in the right spot on the keyboard. So maybe next time we will find a better way to be able to mount this, because this is definitely much too difficult to do often. Okay, so even with that thing in there, I can drive this one. So maybe we use that to our advantage. So we're going to lift this up. There. We can't steer because our tires aren't touching the ground. Whoops. Alright, well, we're gonna just try this one more time, and then we're going to probably try to get some sleep, as it has been a long day. Hydraulics on it to lift the truck up and detach and lower. I thought about doing something like that. It's tough though, because like that's not how the actual ones work. The actual ones are lifted by usually a gantry, a forklift, something like that. I still have an idea. There we go. Alright, and then I want to do... I still am considering making it so that I can just go in and say, hey, I'm going to add, on this truck, I want to add a whole nother truck as basically a load, and it will spawn it attached. I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure out how to do that, but... Okay. This one I can actually drive and steer because I don't have another thing on it. Alright, let's lift that up a little bit by just increasing the strength just a touch. Decrease the strength a little bit. There we go. Is the parking brake on one of these? No, the lights are on that one. There we go. But neutral, neutral. Why does this not want to drive? That might not be fully attached in there either. Oh no, it is. Oh, do I still have a... I still had a node coupled. That's why. That makes sense. Beam is not Unreal or Unity. From my understanding, it is their own system that they have created. But there we go, guys. We have made truck decking saddles for the T series and the MD series, and that's not too shabby for a couple hours and an idea. Really appreciate everyone that hung out with us today. Oh, really appreciate. Let's say, is Glenn still in here? Let's see. Yeah, Glenn Meredith joined as a member today. If they're still in here, thank you very much. Lady C and Z-Man, 2 other members, were also in the chat, so thank you both as well for hanging out, and thank you for your continued membership. Hey! But nope. So spawning the rear one spawns both of those, but that front one is too far underground to pop up. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. So I'm gonna try to hook these together again, just to grab a quick screenshot for a thumbnail, and then probably call it an evening there. Lower the strength to lower that, and then hey, Tails! Welcome. You came in right at the end. Thank you for becoming a member. I'll have to get you added to the list for the next video as well. Thank you. Man, 2 new members tonight. That's awesome. Alright, so can we... Okay, and then drive this forward a little bit, and then drive it backwards a little bit. And control middle click. There we go. First thing you see is me breaking the game. That's how you mod, isn't it? That's how I always mod. Alright, so let's, in case you're curious how I make thumbnails, we're going to go into photo mode. We're going to drop down that field of view, probably down to like 40. Time of day, we are going to bring it down a little bit, and sun direction, we're going to bring it onto this side so that we get more sun in here. The green bean tracker. Yeah, I might have to do that. Okay, depth of field. There's now a new smart autofocus. Actually, no, I don't want to use that because I remember I was having issues with that yesterday. Focal distance, we're going to drop that down. Far blur strength, aperture way up. And Go like this. Ambient occlusion. I'm gonna get that quality on high. See, yeah, there we go. And then we will do normal on that. And then open up the Photoshop. There you go. So this was my last thumbnail. Delete that stuff. Hey Freddie, thanks again for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna come back to 0.36 and look at the screenshots and find today's and drag that in. Bring that down here. Okay, so we want to grab object selection tool, grab that truck, and that should be good enough. Copy, paste, bring that up. Now we can get it on top of the text. And then yeah, Lady C, yeah, your favorite part, clip art. That absolutely. Let's go. Hey Tails, thanks. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Look for your name at the end of the next video, and we will say piggyback ride. Like that. Like that. And bam, we have easy enough thumbnail for, at least for doing, you know, for a live like this. And alright, so we will export that as a PNG. Piggyback, save, and with that, well, I guess since we have these all connected again, we should at least go run them and wreck them one more time, right? Oh. I can't believe how well this worked. Like I said, it's still an absolute pain for getting them connected. So I'll have to fine-tune that. And then at some point we'll get it situated on the repo and everything. I don't know that many people will use it or download it, but made it, might as well get it out there. Can we make this turn at full speed? We'll come in a little bit, come in a little bit. No. No, we cannot. Well, with that, thank you again, everyone, for watching. Thank you again to Lady C, my first member, Z-Man, my second, and then the two new members today. The most recent being Tails, and then earlier we had Glenn Meredith. So thank you all for watching. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all the things. And most importantly, have yourself a good one. Peace.